Hi guys, Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to mix up colour recipes accurately and also how to store them effectively. So first let's do how to mix your colour recipes. So you might be a patron or you might not, but you'll probably have seen some colour recipes along the lines, and you'll see that they're basically like 1 pot green to maybe 10 parts white, and you might be wondering, how do you measure out these parts? Well, the way you do it is you would use a cutter, and for each part you cut out 1 part from the cutter. So that would be like 1 part green, and then let's say you want 3 white, cut out 3 white parts, and then you take those and you'd mix those all together. And depending on how much clay you wanted, you would use a larger cutter. So if you wanted a large amount of this, you'd use a large cutter to cut out your green and your whites. The important thing is to always use the same size cutter for the colour recipe. So if you have 3 different colour recipes and you want 3 different amounts in each colour recipe, it doesn't matter which cutter you use, so long as you use the same cutter for each of the parts in a colour recipe. So I hope that made sense. And then you'll go and you'll mix that up, and that is your colour recipe. Now, another thing that I do want to talk about mixing colour recipes is, what if you encounter something where it's like 1 part green to, let's say, 30 white. You don't want to be having to go and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on white until you get up to 30, because that would take a really long amount of time and it just would be quite painful and tedious. So what you'll do is you'll run out your sheets, and always make your sheets on the same thickness on your pasta machine each. So your green needs to be the same thickness as your white. And then you'll take your white, which is going to be cutting out 30 pieces, and you'll fold it in half. So now each time you cut out a piece, you are cutting out 2 instead of 1. And then we will fold it over 1 more time, and now we'll be cutting out 4 each time. And now let's say we want to cut out 40 parts. So now you would just cut out 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then you'll have cut out 10 parts. But now, because you folded over your piece of white 4 times, or not 4 times, you have folded your white so that it has 4 layers, you will be cutting out 4 pieces instead of 1 each time you use the cutter. So each of these is 4, and if you multiply 4 by 10, you get 40 pieces. But by doing that, it shortens the amount of time you have to take cutting out your piece. And now you'll just mix that up. There we are. And there are our 2 colour recipes. And so I hope that might have cleared up a few questions you have about how to mix up colour recipes accurately. And so now I'm going to show you how to store your colour recipes in an organised manner. Okay, so here is how I store my colour recipes. I have it in a nice folder, as you can see, and I store everything from keto concentrate recipes to Primo. You can see I have a whole bunch here, and this would get quite confusing after a while if you didn't have a nice way to store them. So that's all Primo there. Then we've got keto. You can see there's a whole bunch there as well. Then we've got Fimo. And a whole bunch there, and then finally souffle, and I've got a few there. So if you're only mixing up a few colour recipes, this is not necessary, but if you want to make canes and want to use the same colour recipes over and over again, then this is something that you would want to consider. Now, I will leave a link in the description below the video to where you can buy the folders, and I'll also leave a link to a public Patreon post so that I can give you the format or a Word document where you can print out your own little colour recipe cards here, where basically you would type in the name of your clay over here, you would type in your colour recipe, so 1 part cadmium red, 3 parts orange, 2 part burnt umber, and that is Primo. And then for each of your colour recipes that you make, you would cut out a small disc of clay, stick it on there after it is baked, and then you would slide it into your folder once you had cut it out of your piece of clay. So that is how I like to store my colour recipes. You can see that I have them in colour palettes. so they're all organised, and if I were to use them in a cane, I would organise them, like here's one that I used in my ginkgo leaf cane, so now I know those ones will be used in my ginkgo leaf cane, and I have the colour recipes all stored in the right section, and I have baked pieces of polymer clay to show me exactly what they look like once baked, because there can sometimes be quite a change in colour when it comes to raw clay versus baked clay, so it's better to show off the baked clay rather than the raw clay. So that is how I store my colour recipes, and so again I will leave a link to where you can buy the folder and everything in the description below the video, and I'll also leave a link to a public Patreon post where I'll have a Word document where you can fill in your own of these and print them out and put them into your own folder, so hopefully that will be helpful. So that is basically it for this tutorial. It was a very quick tutorial, but I do hope that it cleared up a few questions that you might have had regarding colour recipes. So I do hope it was helpful to you. If you do have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below the video and I will answer them as quickly as I can. And if you like the video, please do leave a like and subscribe, as that is also very helpful to me. And as always, I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.